You know, I was just amazed that they could make such a transformation in the house so quickly. I mean, of all the things we've done, I really wish this had been our first project we ever did.
They were almost done by the time I got home from work, so it was great.
Probably the most important thing was the price was considerably different, a lot less than the other contractors.
Some of the reasons we decided to replace our windows was that in the wintertime, especially this time of year, they're aluminum windows, they're starting to leak, it's almost cold. So in the wintertime, we would get ice buildup on the window, feel the cold air blowing through the seals. I did my best to try to replace seals on them, but the windows are so old, the manufacturer doesn't even make seals for them anymore. And I'm just tired of wasting money and letting money blow in the house and no heat blow it go out.
With the frame, they're starting to rot around the windows, and especially on cold days, you could really tell.
We'd actually been thinking about it for a long time, but the windows we had were the old type. They had caulking and stuff, and it was starting to get brittle and was going to need replaced. And we just thought to look into it, we'd check on what new windows would have cost us compared to replacing all the caulking and everything.
Well, my original windows were 21 years old. Had an extremely amount of moisture between the panes, and in the last few winters we noticed it really drafty.
So far I've recommended Legacy to two neighbors in my neighborhood, and one of the firemen that works with me at work, I believe he had his whole house replaced. So far I've passed on 3 references and possibly another one in our neighborhood. So almost 4.
If anyone out there is considering this, Legacy Windows and Mark Spencer, you need to really talk to them. It's amazing how polite and friendly they are. They take care of your house. They walk in, they take off their shoes. That included the installer when he would come in. Everyone we've met with the company, we've had, the salesman was Mark, and then they sent down a gentleman from Elwood that did the measuring. He was just as personable as he could be.
Everybody was here on time when they came.
Yeah.
I did recommend to 3 different people, and Legacy's already installed their windows. I mean, it's just, they are what they say they are. He gives you the price. That was the price. He told me to call him when I was ready.
Yeah, we have several times.
they've even done our church. So yeah, and we're getting ready to add on to our church, and it's already been brought up the Legacy do those windows whenever the time comes.
Yeah, we've told everybody.
Yes.
We have. We've heard so many window replacement nightmares. Both of our parents had trouble. My cousin, she had trouble, and I was scared to death to replace our windows. I just, I thought it was going to be just, back and forth, a nightmare, and not going to be satisfied. And we met Mark, and when we went through our installation, it was wonderful. We didn't have any of the problems that I've heard from everybody else. It was just great.
They're really easy to clean, especially the window seals, when you lift up the windows and the wind and things that blow into debris. Seems to clean out really easily. And of course, if you don't like to go outside, it's nice that you can pull the panes in and clean both sides of the window. It's interesting that you can actually take the panes out of the windows for replacement if that ever had to be an issue, but it just seems like they're really operable, and and they're maintenance-free in a sense.
For me, it was the cleaning. To clean my old windows was a nightmare, and you had to raise them up, do the outside, go outside to do it, fiddle with the screens, bring the tops down, and sometimes that wasn't possible for me by myself. I had to get him involved. And he saw what a nightmare it was, and you take the screens out and you wash them, and it was hard. It was a lot of work, and I'm kind of picky about my house, and this is like, it's the difference between driving a jalopy and a brand new automobile for me. You know, just walk up there and unlock them, raise them, tilt them in, and clean the outside, put them back. It's great.
The biggest things I like is the windows tilt in, cleaning. They're easy to get up and down. The safety feature that's on the window, so we can just open the window, you know, 3 or 4 inches. Feel safe that nobody's going to try to get in. We ended up getting full screens with our windows, so we can have the windows pulled down from the top or push up from the bottom, and it makes it real nice.
The trim around the outside, I think, is just beautiful. It looks so much better than what we had. It's just really improved the look of our house.
They worked all day, but it was a really professional job. I mean, they cleaned it up inside and out. Did a super job.
Concerned about the brick on the front of the house. I didn't know how he was going to get the windows out without damaging the brick, and he did. And you can tell that, like I said, from the outside, that there was even new windows placed in.
Oh, it was amazing. It was just unbelievable. Actually, only one person came as the install crew, which I was shocked. I thought it would be a major deal for 2 people, and Mark had told us to expect it to take 1 to 2 days, and when I saw one person, I thought, well, this would be 2 full days, and it was amazing. He was just so efficient, and he had about 15 minutes to remove a window and put the new one into the spot. Now, that didn't include the fastening it and all the caulking and everything, but within 15 minutes, he would have an old window completely pulled out, the storms, the window, everything, and have a new window set in that place, and it was amazing. And he worked a long day that day. He was here, I don't know, what, 10, 12 hours?
Yeah.
But,
he was sweeping the driveway after dark, and I told him, stop, go home, rest, you burned it, you know.
But it was great. I mean, he was in and out in one day, put down tarps inside when he took the windows out to catch any residue that fell, picked them up. I mean, when he was done, it almost required no cleanup on our part whatsoever.
And that's
just
the
amazing.
big thing for me. I'm always like, ooh, I like to do new things, but what is it going to entail on my part when they're gone? This is honestly, for what they did, was the cleanest thing we ever had done. And
We've been fortunate to have some other contractors do other work on the house, not windows, but cleanup has always been an issue. If it's leaving footprints in the house or debris in the yard, it was nice to see the courtesy and professionalism of Legacy Windows crew and how well they cleaned up and still did a really professional job.
yes, the gas bill, of course, we'd got them later in the season, so I didn't have a chance to see how the air conditioning would come with it. But the heating bills have definitely been lower this year. And we've had a little colder winter, and so that really says a lot, because I would have expected it to be at least as much because of the coldness this year, and it's been lower even with the colder weather, so it's amazing.
My wife was just making a comment the other day that this time last year, we're paying about $40 more per month in our gas bill as compared to this year. And I think this has actually been a colder winter so far.
I noticed we're on the budget billing for our gas bill, and our budget was basically about cut in half. I mean, I'm not sure if there's other factors involved because we've only been at the house for a couple years. Only been on that budget for a couple of years, but yeah, the gas bill has gone down a ton.
If anyone out there is considering this, Legacy Windows and Mark Spencer, you need to really talk to them. It's amazing how polite and friendly they are. They take care of your house. They walk in, they take off their shoes. That included the installer when he would come in. Everyone we've met with the company, we've had, the salesman was Mark, and then they sent down a gentleman from Elwood that did the measuring. He was just as personable as he could be.
everybody was here on time when they came.
Yeah.